Hello, this is Marco Rubio, and I'm going to talk to you about the Disguise Polygon Gateway application. This application is a gateway between the Vizrt world and Unreal and the Disguise servers. The idea is that you will be able to control any Unreal Engine graphic or any element from your designer system from your Vizrt client. This can be Trio, Pilot, Multiplay, anyone. This application will run in one IP and one port, and Vizrt will see it like any other engine. So we are configuring this machine in localhost, and I check here that I have an engine in localhost in this port. I said OK, and Vizrt says that yes, here we have an engine. So the idea is that the operator will have the regular Vizrt graphics that will be sent to regular Viz engines, and some graphics for Unreal or for the designer that will be sent to this application, and this application is going to get the information from this graphic and is going to send to one or several Unreal engines or designers. Here we only have one Unreal engine, but you can control several Unreal engines at once. So the operator will have a template where they will be able to change the text, and this text is going to be sent to the Polygon Gateway, and Polygon Gateway is going to say to Unreal Engine. So we are able to change text, you are able to change position using the control container, rotation, scaling, and much more things that we will show later. The way to control this is going to be using the remote control presets. In Unreal Engine, every actor has some properties that you can change, like you can change the position, you can change the rotation, you can change the text. Of course, the designer will be able to change all these parameters manually from here, but also the designer can create a remote control preset that is a plugin that comes from Epic. And when you open the remote control preset, in all the properties that every asset has, that is close, that this means if you want to expose these parameters, so the operator will be able to change these parameters. So if I expose the text or the extrude, you see that automatically these parameters are going to be created here in the remote control preset. So using this remote control preset, a user will be able to edit this parameter from outside. And the way we have to control the Unreal from the Vizrt system is using the file identifier. The file identifier, it has a specific name that is GW, that it means that this file identifier is going to use the gateway dash the name of the remote control preset, that is, in this case is control scene, and dash the name of the property inside the remote control preset. So if I go to this remote control preset, the control scene remote control preset, I see that I have a text 1, text 1 extrude, position, scaling, text 02, etc. If I go to the Disguise Polygon Gateway application, I see here that the Vizrt file identifier name has to be GW, the name of the remote control preset, that's the name of the file identifier. Much easier if I go to the Unreal Engine and I double click over my Unreal Engine. I have here the list, all the remote control presets that my project has. So I have here the remote control preset person, the remote control preset control scene, and the remote scene. And if I want to create one text that is going to control the text 01, I can just right click, copy this file identifier, and now I can go to my Unreal Engine scene, that is the scene that is going to be used as reference for the operator, and in the control text I can go to the file identifier and just paste, and this will paste the file identifier that is going to control the text 01. Another thing from Unreal Engine that we are able to control from the Vizrt is going to be the sequence. The animations in Unreal Engine are made by sequence. We can define one sequence that is going to happen when the operator press play. For this, we only need one file identifier that is called GW animation in. If I call here to my sequence app, I can play, and it's going to change the text 1, the text 2, and it's going to make the animation up. We also can define one animation to make the graphic disappear with putting the name of the sequence in the animation out. So when the operator press continue, the graphic is going to disappear. About the sequence we have on our Unreal Engine, here in the same place that we find before the file identifiers, there is a sequence tab. Here we are able to see all the names of all the sequence, and from here of course you can just copy the sequence to the clipboard, and you can come here and paste. And also from this interface you are able to test the sequence. So I can check what is this sequence doing, what is this sequence doing, up, what about this sequence, so from here you can check, okay, this sequence is the one that is making the out, and I can just come here, copy, and use this as my out animation. Another feature that the Polygon Gateway has is that we are able to work with update. So you can change, for example, in this scene, I have a person here and I can set how happy it is. If I set this to 10 and I play, it's going to make the animation and the guy is going to appear not very happy. I can change this to 80 if I set play up a Dayton program, or if I press then you will see that the guy is much more happy, but the animation has not been done. So this is usual to have in a shortcut. So if I change this and I play the shortcut, it's not very happy. 50 is more happy, and 100 is very happy. And when I finish, I can just continue and out. So this kind of usual behavior that the Vizrt operators used to have, so change something that is already on air but without making the animation, we are able to work with it. And in the same way, we are able to work with several layers. So let's say I can take this page on air, that is the one that we have before, that is one person that disappeared, and I can call to this other graphic that I have set it in the front layer. So I can now come here and remove this graphic, making a continue of the front layer, and I can come to this other graphic and I can make a continue of the front layer. So you can work with these layers in the way to make something appear or disappear, and keeping whatever you have on air without disturbing. Other things that we can do from the Polygon Gateway is call functions. Like for example, here I have one asset that has some functions that I can call. That is, may change the character to walk or to be listening music. We can create a scene that we send the function that it has to be played, and we can send it from Vizrt, so we can set it to listen to music or to walk. Other things that we can do is we can load a level, like for example, we have another level that is called circle on inside of our project, and this is going to load one level. And I have here another level that is called crow, and I can call it, and it's going to load a level. We can show the levels one by one or several at the same time, and we can hide it in the same way. Like if I set hide level crow and circle and I take it, it's going to make the levels disappear. Another thing that we can do as well is working with the graphic hub in order to change image. If you have a image that you are able to change in your Unreal Engine project and you synchronize this with your graphic hub system, you are able to select one image, take the page, and the image will appear. Or you can select a different image, take, and the new image is going to appear. The way this works is that we have one node of our graphic hub machine, that in this case is this Unreal Engine node, and everything that is under this node is being replicated in our Unreal Engine project. So I have here textures, MotoGP, numbers, riders. I have here the same folders and same image. This synchronization can be done manually, or you can do it automatically. You can set in the configuration of the Disguise Gateway that every time you make an initialization of the show, all the new image will be exported from the Vizrt system and imported into your Unreal Engine project. More things that we can find is the ability to control the D3 systems. You can work with your designer. We can jump to a specific place of the timeline, like if I said go to Q1 or go to Q3. And also using the Sack Puppet, that is the ability to expose elements in your designer system. So I can set here that expose this text or expose the font size. I can set here expose the position index, etc. So I can expose these elements and I can create one Vizrt scene in the same way that we have done with the Vizrt graphics to do the same. So I can go to the D3 servers, I can double click, and here I will see the list of all the layers, all the Sack Puppet layers with all the properties that I am able to edit. And I can just click here on the text, right click, copy the file to the clipboard, and what has been copied is the text, that is the element that we have to set in our scene. So if I come here and I change this text for my new text, so I will have there my new text. And if I change the font size to 100, for example, I have here the element updated. Other things that we can do is if we know the name of the image or videos that exist inside the designer project, we can just call to the video by name and it will change the video, or call to one image and it's going to change the image. Or also we can use the Viz Graphic Hub. So I can just select one image from my graphic folder and I can click and I can change the image, or I can select one right there and it will change the image as well. And this can be synchronized also to be done automatically every time you initialize the playlist. About the designer application, we will have one button to add all that we need to use inside our Unreal project. That is just one blueprint and one remote control preset. With this button you can select the project and everything will be created in your project automatically. And we have other button to open the configuration. Here we can set the prefix that we will need to give to our file identifiers. You can define all the Unreal engines that you want to select and the names for the file identifiers like animation in, animation out, in case you want to change and put a different one. You can define your D3 settings. You can define also several designers machines in case you want to control several machines at the same time. In the Vizrt tab, you will have the options to communicate with one Vizrt system to export the machines, to get information from the materials in case you are using a control material and these kind of things. And you have an option to manually export all the image to Unreal Engine or to the designer. You will find also here the help of the application, where you will have information about what file identifiers you have to set for control, remote control preset, to set animation, to show levels, high levels, the file identifiers you will need to set for the D3 system, and some other information including the release note. And that's it. It's a very simple application. We can provide you more videos explain step by step how to create the scenes from scratch or whatever you are going to need. And if you have any doubt, just contact with us. Thank you.